So this is any percent run. So we'll just credit warps because the fastest way to beat the game, quotation marks. So this is the first fight of the game. Goblins. You can have either 2, 3, or 4 goblins, and got 3. So I decided to fight them because it's safer. You can try to run away, but you can fail running away and end up being slower. So killing them will probably give me level up and will be faster and safer for the burst later on. And I got a potion drop that I don't need, but okay. So in this game we are manipulating steps. So here I use a potion and I skip the next encounter, so it's all good.
Yeah, basically what the potion does is it advances the RNG by 1 value, because of which the step that you would normally take there is negated by that potion.
Yeah.
Because of which you can just completely ignore the encounter. It's really useful, especially for a speedrun like this. Various other categories, for example, the full game category, no job glitch, actually involves around doing that the entirety of the run. For about like an hour and a half. It's just every single encounter gets skipped through using potions and the likes.
So 58. So I just use a Southwind that I just picked up before, and it could do between 16 and 90 damage. So it did 58, which is good. This bot has 120 HP. So I guess I'm gonna kill him in 3 turns, unless I miss again. But 58 with a Southwind or Atlantic Wind, it's pretty okay. And this is the first and final boss of the run. So, yeah.
So contrary to Final Fantasy 1 earlier, we're just immediately going to get to the crystal, because why not?
Yeah. I mean, the crystal has to tell us we're the heroes of light and we need to save the world. Otherwise, we won't know about it.
So I guess while this plays, I should say why I was so biased towards Final Fantasy 3 to begin with. The Final Fantasy 1 run involves taking the stairs 70 times. Twice. It's about a 7-minute run, and about 6.5 of that is just walking stairs.
Yeah.
So, you know, here you actually get to see a boss fight, and you actually get to play a little bit of the game, be it as little as it is. So yeah, we see the credits roll. You might think we're already done, but we're going to get a second set of that later on. It's not yet, but we're getting close. So remember when I first played Final Fantasy 3, because this was actually my first Final Fantasy, be it for the DS version. I got to like the crystal, and then, you know, after this, in the DS version at least, you get the credits a little bit later. And I was like, okay, the first boss is dead. Credits, am I already done? Is this it? And then the entirety of the rest of the game is going to still play after that. But it kind of took me by surprise when I first played that game.
So now I'm gonna exit the dungeon with the teleport and get back into it right away. So I can pick up the money to buy stuff in town to set up the credit swap. So to set up the credit swap, we need to pause on the north tile, tile north to the town, and we need to buy 2 of those each. Then play the piano, very important. Don't ask me why, but it's very important. here I'm buying 20 shield. And here I'm buying one big sword and 20 small sword, I guess.
Might as well make sure you're properly equipped, right?
Yeah, so just a bit of maneuvering when I keep those shields very near to safe. Then I'm going uptown and trigger an encounter. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw this dagger. Then I'm gonna do a bit of maneuvering with my second character. So as you can see, as I switch equipment on my character, the game doesn't put the
doesn't
equipment back
actually-
into the same slot in the inventory. I can see the number decreasing, like 15.
Yeah, it doesn't actually properly stack them back up.
Yeah, it
and as
puts
a
it-
result, you know, your inventory gets fuller and fuller and fuller, and eventually, using a
Will,
method like
overflow.
this, you pretty much just overflow your inventory.
Yeah, and then I will cancel the first throw I did at the start, and the game will put the weapon into the next slot in memory, which will be the job of the first character. And while you do that in a encounter, the game doesn't really like it and just warp somewhere, and hopefully it will be to the credits.
So yeah, a bit of a tedious little menu here.
Yeah.
It's definitely not as bad as having to walk the stairs 140 times over the course of 7 minutes,
This is
but
much,
it can be
much
pretty
better.
tedious to do this.
So now my inventory should be filled. You can see I filled out all the slots. So I'm gonna cancel and cancel. The game doesn't really understand, and ready for time. Time. And now we will just warp to the credits. So this was Final Fantasy III in Famicom, and next one is Oddworld.